Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's have a look at this Moto G52 smartphone, which is a new mid-range smartphone from Motorola. And guys, if you notice, no way 5G is mentioned because this is a 4G smartphone, but I feel this is a very balanced 4G smartphone, and I also like the pricing. I'll talk about that later. You can get it less than 15,000 rupees. In fact, there is some offer also currently. You get 1,000 rupees off. But let's open this up, and the big thing is that this comes with the OLED display, but this is actually a POLED display. Generally, the POLED displays were reserved for higher end smartphones around 20,000, etc. Or Motorola was giving them in the Edge series, but now first time they have brought it down to the G series. In fact, I also like the fact that this one is actually a 90 hertz refresh rate. If you notice, the Moto G51, I said that yes, it had an AMOLED screen, but it was not 90 hertz. Here, they have given a, 90 hertz, and this comes with the Snapdragon 680, and again, a case is pre-installed like every Motorola phone. This comes with actually a 6.6-inch screen, guys, and it's having a 5000 milliamp hour battery, so that's actually pretty nice. And for a 5000 milliamp hour battery, guys, first impression, the phone is extremely light. In fact, it is also not that thick. In fact, pretty slim. And this weighs, if I recall, very less. This is just 169 grams, and for 5000 milliamp hour battery, this has to be one of the lightest, I would say. So, and what do you say, build, etc., they have done a good job. In fact, this comes in two versions, guys. One with 4 gigabytes of RAM, that'll have 64 GB of storage, and another with 6 gigabytes of RAM, that'll have 128 gigabytes of storage. If I recall, the pricing for the 4 gigabyte model will be 14,500 or something like that, and for the 6 gigabyte will be like 16,500. But there are some bank offers. If you apply that, 1,000 rupees discount will be there. I'll add all that in the description, so check that for details. So here are some paperwork, etc., and a SIM ejector tool that we are getting. So, and I like the fact that now Motorola is actually bundling a fast charger, and yes, we get a 33-watt fast charger. So nice to see Motorola bundling fast chargers in the box, and this will be your Type A to Type C port. So that's what we have in the box. I'll keep that to the side. This is the SIM ejector tool that we are getting. So let's have a physical overview of this device. The back actually looks like glass, guys, but this is not glass, plastic. But overall, I feel this gives a very nice feeling to the phone. It feels actually a lot more premium, first impressions, initials, than what the price it commands. So we have a secondary noise cancellation microphone over here. We have the power, this is the volume rocker, and this is the fingerprint scanner come power on off button. So it's over here. Bottom speakers, and I completely forgot, we are having stereo speakers on this one. We'll look at it. Yes, finally stereo speakers for a smartphone around 15,000 price point with an AMOLED screen. So that's nice. So we have the Type C charging, your main microphone. We also have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and this is your SIM tray. Let's pop this open. Again, as I've told you, comes in two variants. 4 gigabytes will have 64 GB of storage. So it's a hybrid solution, and we also have a rubber gasket. Yes, I completely forgot. This is also IP52 rated. So splash proof, water slightly falls on it, nothing should happen. So nice to see we are getting IP rating on this one. So let's just put this back here, and back we have a triple camera setup, and this is very similar to the Moto G71, etc., the earlier G series, the triple camera setup that we have seen. The main is a 50 megapixel, then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide. It does job of 2 ultra wide plus depth, and last is that 2 megapixel obligatory macro. Front facing is a what do you say, punch hole kind of a thing, 16 megapixel, I believe. So let me do one thing. Let me just power this on, and I have to say it feels very, very light. Still can't believe this one is having 5000 milliamp hour battery, and this is having that POLED screen. So let me just set this up, and then we will continue. So guys, I have set up this phone, so let's have a closer look at the same now. And as you can see, typical Motorola stuff, very close to stock Android experience. In fact, the good thing is that now it comes with Android 12. So it looks like a very pixel kind of interface, as you can see. And finally, I like the fact that this smartphone is coming with Android 12 out of the box, and Motorola has already committed Android 13 update also on this one. In fact, also 3 years of security upgrades. So if you recall, that's a huge improvement compared to earlier Moto G series smartphones, and completely very close to stock Android experience. Left you have the Google Pane, and one thing but I have noticed is that there are two junkware bloatware apps that are pre-installed on this one: Daily Hunt and Josh. And let's see if we can uninstall it. So yes, if you press this, you can uninstall this, and even Josh you can uninstall it. And I checked with the Motorola team, as this is a review unit. The advantage of a review unit is that you can ask the team about stuff. So ask them, will they be adding bloatware with Android updates when you get with OT update and stuff? And the Motorola India team clearly said that no, they will not add bloatware and junkware with updates like some other brands are doing. So that's regarding that. But I hope they don't add this extra junkware in other series of Motorola phones like the Edge, etc. So again, pretty close to stock Android. Another thing that I liked about this smartphone is the AMOLED screen that they're using. As I've told you guys, this is a POLED screen, which is actually significantly more expensive compared to a regular AMOLED screen. Hence, if you notice the bezels, if I just go over here, the bezels are very, very thin. Generally, what we have seen in this price range around smartphones around 15,000-16,000 price point. Yes, they might have AMOLED screen, but they have the U notch, V notch, etc. And the bezels are not that slim. This one, the bezels, if you notice, are pretty thin. And also, we have that front facing as a punch hole notch. So again, looks very good. And I like the fact that this is actually a 90 Hz screen, not a 60 Hz screen. So that way I would say in terms of AMOLED screen, they have put a good quality AMOLED screen. Fingerprint scanner is here in the power on off button, as you can see, and this is fairly responsive, gives haptic feedback, I would say. And as we are talking about haptic feedbacks, the haptics are done pretty well for a phone at this price point. And I also like the fact that this one is actually having stereo speakers. So let's look at it. Let's just go to this copyright free music, and let me just play, let's see, this one. Let's just skip. Let me increase the volume here. So as you can see, it gets pretty loud, and I'll block this. See, the earpiece is also speaker. I'll block this. So finally, we are getting good speakers, and again this is also having Dolby Atmos. If I go over here, as you can see, Dolby Atmos is there on this one. So in that way, I would say very good experience that you are getting on this one. And the stereo speakers are good, and I like the fact that they did not omit the 3.5mm headphone jack, though they are giving the stereo speakers. So that way I would say in terms of practicality, it's a good phone. And now because it's having that stereo speakers, it's great for multimedia experience, for consuming a lot of online media that we do. So that way, very good. And again, I like the fact that this handset, though it's having a big screen, 6.6 inch screen, does not feel very bulky. What I have noticed is some of the other phones that are having a 6.6 or a 6.7 inch screen, they feel pretty bulky. But this one, though it's having that 5000 milliamp hour battery, it is fairly light, actually pretty light to hold and not that bulky. Again, now moving to the battery life, they should actually give a pretty good battery life because it's having the Snapdragon 680 SoC. Yes, it's not a 5G smartphone, strictly a 4G smartphone, but this is based on 6nm process. So with that 5000 milliamp hour battery, I would say typically you should get about 2 days worth of battery life on this one. So that way it's a sorted. And this one is having that 90 Hz screen, guys, as you can see. So that's what it is. And again, I like they are sticking to like close to stock Android experience, as you can see on this one. And now let's look at the camera. This should be very similar to the earlier G series cameras, but let me give you an idea. You know, if I go over here, this is the default mode, and then we have the ultra wide, that's the 8 megapixel ultra wide, and we also have the macro on this one, and we have a standard portrait mode. We also have dual capture on this one, as you can see, front facing, or and you have multiple modes like this, you can use that. So that is also there on this one. And we have the portrait mode. Let's just go back to the normal mode. And front facing is supposed to be 16 megapixel. Looks pretty wide. Let me do one thing. Let me actually take some sample shots and show it to you so that you have a better idea. Samples taken during the day, and this is the ultra wide, and the samples taken during the day came out actually good. This was around 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is the regular shot, and this was that ultra wide. And regular shots actually come out pretty good with the rear facing camera. Human skin tones are also produced well. This is regular mode. This is in the portrait mode, but notice the background is blown out. Again, with the front facing camera, as you can see, these came out good. But in the portrait mode, the background, if there's harsh lighting, gets blown out. Again, some samples with the front facing camera, and here it did a lot better, as you can see, even with the front facing camera. This was taken at night, and this was actually pretty low lighting conditions. And here I was surprised. Actually, this model does a lot better compared to earlier Moto phones. Now, recording with the rear facing camera, and I'm just walking around. This is in the default setting. I haven't changed anything, and the audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone. So this is a quick sample video recording with the rear facing camera of this Moto G52 smartphone. Recording this with the front facing camera, and as you can see, I'm just walking around. It's morning about 8 o'clock, and as you can see, the audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone. So do let me know what do you feel about the video recording with this Moto G52 smartphone. So guys, this is the Moto G52 smartphone. What do you feel about this one? Another small thing that I liked is that this is also having NFC support on this smartphone. So that's actually a nice thing, and also that IP52 rating. So overall, I would say I feel this is a very practical mid-range smartphone if you have a budget of around 15,000. Yes, I know that 6GB RAM variant is for 16,500, but you have that bank offer, so you can get it for about 15,500. And for that price point, I would say if you're looking for a mid-range smartphone and you're not that bothered about 5G, I feel this is a very practical mid-range smartphone. The screen quality is really good, and you are also getting that AMOLED screen plus stereo speakers on this one, and also it does have carrier aggregation. So overall, I feel a very practical smartphone, and many people ask me they want a mid-range smartphone for their parents or as a second smartphone. Also, if you're looking at this, then also you can have a look at this one. But what do you guys feel about this Moto G52? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.